Illegal elbow.
Elbow techniques. This is the elbow. An elbow from here. I'll throw the elbow.
Yeah, the illegal elbow.
Welcome back, just like that!
Hey, welcome to Illegal Elbow MMA and more. It's Brian from LegalElbow.com and Illegal Elbow on Twitter.
And this is Dan from MMA Aftermath on Facebook and Twitter. He was throwing elbows, and Thomas Almeida was throwing knees, bro. Okay. And Brad Pickett, he basically had it was Brad Pickett, the arena versus everybody in the arena versus Thomas Almeida.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if it's the same shit. It had the same feel to me as if you were to go over to Brazil and you were an American guy or an out of country guy. You got the whole arena plus the fighter against you. Because they turned that whole fucking arena. They must have sent VIP tickets to every... Because I know that many Irish people don't live in fucking Las Vegas, dude. Okay? No. They were flown in by the freaking plane loads, truckloads,
right.
and they just made it like they were in Ireland, basically. They were like, let's have, for the first time ever, let's have Sinead O'Connor come out looking like she just did a track line of heroin, nodding off on the mic, singing some shit I couldn't even understand her.
Yeah.
We're gonna have dueling, this America's Got Talent or whatever,
right.
And then I don't even know who the fuck came out next. I was like,
yeah,
we just started
Aaron
talking,
Lewis.
Dude. We were like, fuck this.
Yeah, it was like Aaron Lewis. Aaron Lewis was.
Yeah, Aaron Lewis can't even sing the national anthem correctly. And you got him coming out.
Well, he's playing some country tune. He's a country guy now, and it's like, dude, your roots were where I really started respecting you, and it's like, you went to country. Sorry, guys, people out there, I'm not a country fan, man, by no means.
It went from their first album to I'm going to piss and moan and cry about my girlfriend breaking up with me every other fucking album.
And every song will be a lullaby.
Every song, yeah.
Every song will be a lullaby, and I'll rock your ass to sleep.
Yeah, Mud Shovel? Fuck, I might hurt my voice singing that now. Sorry.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, we're getting way off track, people. It was a badass knee by Almeida. Not the only knee of the night. We'll get into the other one later. But Brad Pickett, man, there was a lot of stunned fans. Brad Pickett, you don't sleep on Brad Pickett, but Thomas Almeida, man, 20-0. This guy is. What are we gonna do? He's ranked 10th right now. What does he got to do to climb up the charts even more? This guy better start leaping up the charts like 5 slots because he's 20-0, man. Like, what the fuck's going on here, bro?
Yeah, he's on. I don't know for lack of a better term, man. He's a quiet assassin right now, really, man. It's like not a lot of people really know this guy and really are talking about this guy, but I saw his last fight, it was like, holy shit, this guy's fucking badass. And then when I saw he had a fight with Brad Pickett, I'm like, well, Brad Pickett, dude, is a tough dude. You know what I mean? A lot of people had Brad Pickett, in line for, he deserves a title shot. Well, come on, man. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd go that far. But yeah, Brad Pickett's just a grizzled, tough vet dude, tough guy. But it's like Thomas Almeida said in the post-fight press conference. He said, yeah, the guy is really a very tough guy. And it was a slow start for me, but once I was able to get into the fight, I knew that I would have this fight. Basically what he said, because he's totally Brazilian, so I couldn't put I can't remember exactly what he was saying because there's the translations and all that shit, but basically what he said is, it was a slow start for me, but once I, got, basically what he was saying, once I dug my heels in and I got my composure here and I got up to speed, I knew I was going to win the fight. And it's just, with that knee, I mean, Pickett, there was a thing going online of which knee they liked better out of this card. And I was I'm not even going to say what I picked yet, but it was, jeez, man, badass knee. Thomas Almeida it's not even like a smoke thing, dude. This guy it just pounded the door down, of the top 10 in my opinion. These guys should start watching this guy because this
guy's got sick timing, dude.
His sick timing, his ground game's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And he just looks awesome. What Pickett? Bad Pickett brought it. You know what I mean? So, and as Pickett, I did it again. As Pickett does. I mean, this dude brings it every time. So, and it's a great win for an Almeida, and it ushers in, those new young dudes, man, because Almeida's a very young dude, and stylistically, 23 years old, dude. Well, they got him listed 19-0 over here, man. So they must be running behind. But yeah, he's 20-0, 15 knockouts, man. That actually might be 20-0, 16 knockouts now. It might be. I don't quote me on that, but ridiculous, man. The guy looks awesome. Don't sleep on the dude. Watch for this guy because this guy is sick, man.
And you know what? I don't know what the deal is with Brandon Thatch. I don't know if he's spending enough time in the gym because it's more about how Brandon Thatch looks to me. Okay, how Brandon Thatch, let me go get a bunch of tattoos because I just, got a good payday. And let me get a bunch of tattoos, style my hair, and get my freaking metrosexual beard shit going on. This dude has all the attributes in the world to become a top guy. And I don't know if he's just relying on his height and then coming in kind of like a Frank Mir thinking that he already won the fucking fight before he did. Because no head movement or whatever, I guess it didn't really matter if he did because Gunnar Nelson has one of the quickest fucking left jabs in all of MMA. Okay? You had to watch that bitch in slow motion to see him fucking blast him with a fucking flying straight left that put him on the fucking canvas, dude. And from that, it was dunsies, really. But it switched just like that. It was like a feeling out, oh, yeah, this and that. And then, bam!
Yeah.
You're in fucking trouble, bro.
And that's where Gunnar Nelson needs to be.
Yep.
This, you said it yourself, man. This wait and bait thing, you can't be doing this anymore. There's got to be an element of surprise. You know what I mean? And I think his last fight with Rick Story, he got confused and he forgot about the element of surprise. It was a lot of waiting around. What can I do with this? I think he got confused because he got pushed so much. But in this fight here, it's like a Brandon Thatch. Tough dude, man. 11-3. I don't want to take a shit ton away from him because a lot of his wins, his wins in UFC are Paul Thiago and Justin Edwards. Before that, Mike Rhodes and RFA. Not a shit ton of known talent when it comes to his previous promotions he's been in. But, lost to Ben Henderson, man. We both saw that coming. You know what I mean? It's like, I think Ben Henderson's going to be able to get inside, going to make some nasty work of this dude. But it should be a cool fight, and Ben Henderson really, submitted his ass. And it wasn't a difficult thing for Benson Henderson because Henderson is may as well be a vet. I wouldn't want to say he's been in the game too long, but he's a guy that's been in there a long time, man. He almost could probably dictate, not dictate, but know what this guy's going to do, know what a Thatch is going to do. I don't want to say same as a Gunnar Nelson because Gunnar Nelson's still fairly young, but he's only got one loss to his record, and just kind of, maybe in a sense knew what Brandon Thatch is going to bring. He's got great training partners. The champion himself, McGregor, got great training partners. I question his camp a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? Because what they've told him in his past fight with Rick Story, just keep doing what you're doing, dude. You're losing the fight. You guys, that's the best you can tell him. Just keep doing what you're doing. But obviously, he came back from that loss and applied more pressure than he's done in previous fights, and it helped him in the Brandon Thatch fight. So I would say that things look really, really good for Gunnar Nelson right now, but there are still some questions to be asked. You know what I mean?
There is, and it's basically why bridle your talent, man. Just fucking cut it loose when the time is there.
Yeah. And I think he wanted to. He's age 26 too, man. The guy's still younger than shit. 14-1. It's beautiful, man. Things look awesome right now. So I mean, it's a guy with the talent of a Gunnar Nelson, and the guy's sick on the ground. There's nothing this guy can't do on the ground. I mean, Gracie's are giving this dude praise. You know, Renzo Gracie's like, this guy is very special. This guy is going to be something. You know, so if maybe with the Rick Story fight, that was the major problem, is that he couldn't get it to the ground to where he would have been supreme.
Well, not only that, I think Rick Story, he was like, it was kind of like the lawyer. Before we move on to the next one, we'll probably take a break after this one, though. People gotta take a piss, but
yeah.
To be frank with you,
I've already put a diaper on, so but, you know.
But a Gunnar Nelson, he was suffering in his past fight with Rick Story, the Lyoto Machida syndrome, or I'm going to wait and bait, like you said, and just work off of my opponent's mistakes. My opponent's going to do his combos. I'm going to come back at him with a combo. I'm going to move away. I'm going to wait. I'm going to play this one strategically. Well, guess what? Rick Story was like, fuck this. I'm in your face, and you didn't know what the fuck to do about it.
Yeah.
This time, you were like, you picked your shot, you took it, and it was a perfect fucking shot, dude. It was like, when he nailed it, dude, that was it. It was like, fucking, dude, you're all fucked up, Thatch. And Thatch is a different fucking story, man. Like I said, he's a behemoth in the weight class. But when you're sitting there like a fucking statue, dude, like all these tall guys are doing, this is what's going to happen to you, bro. And that's why I always think about this, man. These guys that come in that do MMA, why don't you take a little part of the sweet science, boxing, of the constant moving of your head, dude? A target, not a sitting target. I don't know why MMA fighters, some do, like Runs Larkin, man, he's starting to do that shit. I don't know why they don't do this, bro.
There's another guy on this card that it's funny we've been talking about Rick Story because next month, August 23rd, he's taking on Eric Silva.
Damn.
That should be interesting, man. That should be pretty cool. If he pushes the pace on Eric Silva, is able to pull it off and get it done. You know, he might pull up the same thing with Eric Silva, but you know.
Yeah, and going for Eric Silva is, you know, he's almost been touted short of the next phenom. So, you know, he's got some fucking boots to fill if he's going to be in the next Belfort.
He submitted a cause check, you know, this past March, beat Mike Rhodes. I think Mike Rhodes has been cut, but I think he got cut due to a piss and dirty. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not sure. But lost to a Matt Brown. It was his last loss. Takanori Sato he beat. So he's been kind of in the mix of looking good, I should say. He's not anywhere near a title shot at this point, but it's a cool fight for Rick Story, man, to kind of prove himself again. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, let's take a break, dude. We'll be right back, people. Now that sounds fresh, man. Miller Lite on tap, people. That's what I'm talking about. But getting back to it, man, I'm going to go ahead and say right here, first and foremost, win or lose, I've bet against this guy because I thought it's a little bit of a lackluster performance here and there when it comes to a Jeremy Stephens. I said, you know what? I treated him like a Nate Marquardt. I said, you know what? I'm just not betting on him this time. And what does the guy do? He makes me look like an idiot. But deservedly so. I'm eating my words. Jeremy Stephens pulled off a badass upset in my opinion, but at the same time, it's like this guy's been in here a long time. He's been in there longer than Dennis Bermudez. Dennis Bermudez has looked great thus far. And, you know, of course, he comes up to a guy like this, and he did great the entire fight until that moment happened. You know what I mean? So I don't take anything really away from Dennis Bermudez. It's not really a thing of shitty experience or nothing like that, or lack of experience or something like that, or lack of learning good technique. It's just the fact that Jeremy Stephens, maybe you watch some tape on him, but he's pulling some new tricks out of the bag here. Jeremy Stephens needs to change things up, and I think he's doing that now. And that's why I think it made this fight as pretty and as special as it was.
Yeah, fucking Jeremy Stephens with the fadeaway flying knee.
It's like you can almost see him plan that. It's like he saw him coming, he waited a second, and then you saw where he jumped, and it landed flush perfect.
Yeah. He ran right into it. Almost.
Yeah, it's like, I see you coming. Here's the time to do it. Because there was another time in that fight where it looked like he was going to do that. Now that I've watched it a second time, it's like, I think he was going to try that right there. And then he waited, and then you could tell right at that point, it's like, okay, he's coming. I know he's going to do it. So and he step back, wait a second, jump with the knee, bam. It was collected.
That's why I put that one up above the Almeida knee, because of the timing.
Same here. Same. I would have picked Almeida because of the devastating fashion in which Pickett fell and landed. But I picked Jeremy Stephens because the way he did it, he timed it fucking perfect, man.
He had the cage behind him, and it was like the perfect time. It was like Dennis Bermudez was rushing in to probably try to get him against the cage or something like that.
Yeah, nasty shot to start off.
Jeremy Stephens just went fucking straight up in the air. Baboosh, and kind of like fading away a little too. To time it correctly, one of the better flying knees you'll see.
Yeah, dude. And then jackhammers on the ground. Yep. There's no way Bermudez was getting out of that. He was throwing Todd Duffy style jackhammers on it. He was throwing
I want to win this so fucking bad because my livelihood depends on it kind of shots.
Especially being that Bermudez had 20% of his purse. Mm-hmm. You know, because he didn't make weight. He was 149, I think he came in at.
So he's like, I'm gonna get knocked out of the night. Fuck it.
Yeah, he was 149. That money back. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he did get a bonus. So, you know, he won that bonus money back, won that purse back.
That's man, what a great business decision. He came in there with a frame of mind as I'm going to do something spectacular. And he did.
It was awesome, man. It was totally awesome. And Bermudez will be back, dude. Bermudez is a badass looking dude right now. I wouldn't say he's as good as a Tony Ferguson right now, but I kind of pin those two guys together of how much better they look in the last maybe year and a half. It's like these guys have really risen fast, you know, and they look really good. You know, and this is I would say this is a little bit of a kind of a bigger speed bump for a Bermudez. Because, I mean, Bermudez is good everywhere, man. I mean, this guy's good on the ground, you know, but it's just, you get in there with a grizzled vet like a Jeremy Stephens, you know, the guy's not even old. And you could call him a vet because he's been in here a long time, 29 years old, 24-11.
Competition.
Yeah, he's been in there with some top dogs, man. Cub Swanson, Charles Oliveira. I mean, the list goes on. Donald Cerrone, Anthony Pettis. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. 24-11, dude. Age 29. I mean, dude's been in the game a long time, had a lot of experience, so it's great to see him still in there, getting wins against, you know, just crushing up-and-comers like this. It's awesome. So, I don't know what else to say on it, man. It's awesome performance. Dennis Bermudez looked great in this fight, too, man. I'm not taking nothing away from him either, man. He looked awesome in this fight. So I'm excited to see what both these guys, you know, and there was some crap going around about, Dennis Bermudez tweeted, which I think is a fake tweet. I think somebody doctored some shit up. Oh, Dana just offered me the rematch. What is the rematch for? It's not like you lost the fucking belt. It's bullshit. I don't buy it for 1 second. Oh, Dana just called and asked me if I wanted a rematch. What would the rematch be based on? That you were really doing good and you got a controversial loss? No, you got knocked the fuck out. So, I mean, I don't buy it, people. You know, it's running around there. You guys probably see it. It's fake. It's bullshit. I don't buy it for 1 second. Jeremy Stephens definitively won that fight. So.
But one thing that we're going to have to really bring to light, and nobody's talking about it, Conor McGregor was in trouble in that fight for a little.
We're not just here to take part. We're here to take over. And when all is said and done, me, Dana, and the Fertitas are going to enjoy some whiskey when we head over with Chad Mini Mendes at Gibraltar.
The hate train needs to fucking pump the brakes a little bit, bro.
Gibraltar!
Brian, come on. This was not fake. In matter of fact, Conor McGregor came real close to get knocked the fuck out and his face was looking the way it did. And usually in a fixed fight, that doesn't happen. You want to see a fixed fight, go to YouTube and watch Kimbo Slice versus Frank Shamrock, okay? Ken Shamrock, excuse me. I don't even fucking know anymore.
Right, yeah. And you know what the funny thing is? I don't even think that fight was fixed. But, maybe I'm the idiot. I don't know. But I just don't think Coker's about that. I don't think Coker would take place in that. But who knows? But it's a little bit off track here, people. Let's get back on track here. I don't think Conor McGregor is that much of an idiot when it comes to wrestling. Chad Mendes did go for the, he did go for the submission, and that's what started the mess up. That's what started everything that people think, it's fixed. No, he went for a submission finish. And he even said it himself in the post-fight press conference, which a lot of people don't watch those. You guys need to start watching those, man, because then these guys start to talk about what they did wrong or what they should have done or what have you. And Chad Mendes said, hey, I think one of my mistakes were that I went for the finish. Maybe I shouldn't have, And mind you, at the end of all this, in the cage, in the post-fight press conference, everything else, these guys paid a lot of respect to each other. Conor McGregor, even in the cage, paid a lot of respect to Chad Mendes because he knew that Chad Mendes brought it. You know what I mean? Nobody missed that. We all saw it. You know what I mean? So, hey, if there's some kind of a bullshit going on, believe me, there's no idiot. I'm not going to say there's no idiot fans out there. There's a lot of idiot fans out there. But they're not going to pull the wool over our eyes forever. If there's any kind of a fixed fight, we're going to see it. And we're going to know. I shouldn't say we're going to see it. We're going to notice it. But I don't think this is one of them. It's just me. Conor McGregor is not that much of an idiot when it comes to wrestling. He doesn't have the greatest of takedown defense. That was proven. You know what I mean? That was proven. And that was a question going into this fight. You know what I mean? And Conor McGregor didn't have time to train for it, which I'm not buying the guy any excuses. He didn't have time to train for it, but at the same time, that was never really in the game plan either. He's a stand-up fighter. Mendes said it himself in the post-fight press conference. The best thing about Conor McGregor is his accuracy. He was pinpoint on all his shots that he landed on me. And he said that's really the thing that worked for McGregor is his accuracy. He's like, that's the best I can say about it is he was very accurate with every, shot that he landed. And I mean, who didn't see that from the time that he got into UFC, And mind you, man, if we're going to see something fake, if I think that something's fake, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to sit here and side with UFC just because it's a great promotion or whatever.
Chad Mendes is going to be fucking throwing as hard as he can throw to knock Conor McGregor out, and Conor McGregor getting tagged and knowing he's getting tagged, even though he throws out his hands like, come on, he got fucking hurt. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, Conor McGregor felt some major pressure in this fight. I don't care what his body language says. I don't give a damn shit about that. Because he did feel pressure in this fight, and he knew it, and he paid respects because of it. Because all he does, like I said, man, all he's done is he took a page out of Chael Sonnen's book. He's building a fight. He's selling a fight.
Which they've all taken pages out of Muhammad Ali, the originator of it all. So
exactly,
he's the godfather of trash talk. So
right,
coming from a lineage in a country that deals in bare knuckle fighting as a tradition. So
yeah. And really, that's where they come from. The Fighting Irish. That's where it all came from. Dan, you're Irish. Shit, I mean,
yeah.
you know, there's some backstories that you knew about. So, that's how they are over there, man. And if you're with them, that's how they are from the start. From the get go.
Shit, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's some old freaking video of him street fighting. A different family or clan. Over there, because families fucking fight all the time over there.
Yeah.
Somebody challenges somebody and be like, the whole fucking town's over there watching fucking brawl. It might last up to half an hour, man. I've seen them on YouTube. Fucking bare knuckle Irish brawls. So
no, I remember those too, man. Those are epic. Some of those are badass too, man.
They just wrap some freaking cloth around their knuckles and then fucking let's go.
Yeah. And they're when it's all said and done, they're cool with it too.
Yeah, some of the older guys can get nasty, man. So I've seen some nasty fights from the older dudes. The older, get a couple fucking 50, 60-year-old dudes out there fucking.
Just can't separate it,
No, it's just like, come on, man. Get in the rocker. You were great back in the day. Be singing your praises and your posters for years. You don't need to get back out there and embarrass yourself.
Get your spoons and your grinders.
And come out on the other side.
But one thing I say about this fight, man, and it's like we mentioned earlier, man. There's not a shit ton I could say about this fight when it comes to a Lawler and a McDonald fight. I mean, that fight was epic. Compared to this one, this is a great fight. It's a cool fight because Chad Mendes got to go out there and prove that, I'm a better wrestler than a Conor McGregor. Which, obviously, Conor McGregor's not a wrestler. So, Chad Mendes, even in losing, still is a guy that probably has a little bit of learning, in his own right. You know what I mean? And Conor McGregor, is probably one of them guys that's just obviously is one of them guys. He's a natural gift. He's got a natural gift for just a stand-up fight. And that's why I think the Aldo fight might have been fucking sicker than people think.
Yeah, but it's it's almost like Aldo, if you really think about it, and everybody's talking about Aldo juicing, he wanted to skip out on a test. Just because he skipped out on a fight, it doesn't mean he doesn't have to put in a urine test, dude. Okay? Because I don't know if they're just tested before the fight or they randomly tested through the year with this new policy. So
he did test clean after that little scuffle went on.
Yeah.
That shit that went on where he, threw out the test and then did another test. Well, the next test did come back clean. So I don't know if there was any shenanigans going on there, but
okay.
I don't know.
But let's look at it in this light, I don't know if anybody's ever looked at it this way. This is the way I look at it. Jose Aldo, being the champion, is forced to come into a hostile environment created by the UFC. Like we were talking about earlier, flying over Irish people to watch their hero. Okay? Now, if you're coming in as a champion, why should you have to bow down as a champion and come into a hostile environment? Why wouldn't you say, hey, come on over to my country? If not my country, to fight the champ, a neutral setting. Because anybody could say what they want. Las Vegas that night was not a neutral setting, bro.
No, it wasn't.
So I'm looking at it through that way. Maybe that's why he pulled it out. Because we know he could have fought. He said that he had bruised his ribs that weren't broken, bruised a month ago, before the fight. You're good enough to fight, dude. So that's the only thing I could come up with.
Right, but it's. I don't think he would have known who all would have been there. You know what I mean? When in terms of like him, Irish people coming over here or brought over here. You know what I mean? Like
he might know his people on the ground over there giving him feedback. Might know something that we don't, dude. You know what I'm saying? He is a highly, I just don't know why. And personally, as a fan looking at it, why did you're kind of disrespect. It would have been a double disrespect that night. One, Jose Aldo fighting in a hostile country a hostile crowd while he is a championship. And two, is not giving Robbie Lawler his own fucking main event pay-per-view. Okay? Yeah. Making him basically co-main event, which in my opinion, I would be pissed off if I was Robbie Lawler because that's disrespect to me. So,
well, you know what though? At the same time, Robbie Lawler and Rory MacDonald, at this point, in my eyes, has gotten a lot more press than Conor McGregor has.
Okay.
When you look at fight groups on Facebook and stuff like that, those guys are all over the place and how great of a job they've done. Some of the memes, whatever the hell you call them. I don't even know what the damn real name is. Memes. I thought it was memes, but I'm like, it looks like memes. So it's like, well, because, memes could be as, irrelevant as LOL. I don't know what the fuck it's called. The Lawler-McDonald fight deserved just as much, if not more, respect. And it's provedly so on Facebook. I think Facebook has paid a lot more attention to the Lawler-McDonald fight. Just because of Rory MacDonald looking like a fucking zombie, man. For fart's sake, man. Holy shit, that guy looked dead.
Yeah.
So, and just to patch this up and kind of get towards a little bit of an ending here, man. I mean, Conor McGregor, hey, man, if you could beat him, get your fucking ass in there and do it. Because right now, this guy is the riddle to be solved, in my opinion, man. Chad Mendes looked awesome. Chad Mendes did say, though, I would really like to get in there and fight him under a full training camp because he came in here with 2 weeks notice. So I think that has a lot. That's a lot to be said about it right there.
Well, Chad Mendes had his opportunity, which, like you said before we wrap this up, brings up a thing to where what was wrong with Frankie Edgar? What's the problem? Because we both know on short notice, if Chad Mendes rocked fucking Conor McGregor, what a fucking lion. A guy that is automatically ready to take you to the distance, heart for miles, days. A Frankie Edgar would have done with the Conor McGregor, man. I don't think they wanted anything to do with that, man. That's a fucking scary proposition for Conor McGregor.
At the same time, too, man, Frankie Edgar is very, very good on the ground, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You get that guy to the ground, Frankie Edgar, in my opinion, is going to be a lot better than Conor McGregor on the ground. You know what I mean? So,
Conor McGregor, man, Frankie Edgar might be Conor McGregor's kryptonite. If I don't want to hear anything out of Aldo camp. This next fight, if they make it Aldo McGregor, which will probably happen, I don't want to hear anything about, because they're probably going to make it around Christmas. They're going to probably announce it pretty soon because we already got fucking Conor McGregor and Uriah Faber doing a little fucking tough Europe, tough America dealio where they're going to cash in off of that.
How fucking stupid is that? That makes no sense.
They're not even going to fight, but,
Right. Why don't you have, Johnny Underwear and fucking Mike Farts a lot have to be the it makes no sense.
Okay, but how many times are we going to see, just like we seen pre-fight Conor McGregor and Uriah Faber scraps? How many times are we going to see them get in each other's face and do their little tussles?
Yeah. So that is probably what makes a lot of people think that the whole damn thing is fixed. Yeah. That's probably what it is.
I'm calling it right now, man. It's going to be Tussle Fest.
It's going to be fucking... Well, we already know the tough show.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times, these tough shows, not only tough, is these reality TV shows, they are fixed. I mean, people say, oh, they're unscripted. Bullshit, man. Just because they call it reality TV does not mean it's not scripted. I mean,
they changed it up this year with camp versus camp. Instead of coach versus coach with the Blackzilians and the.
Yeah, but don't think for a second, people out there. Don't think for a second that the editing is not going to change something. You can edit whatever you want. Conor McGregor could say, "I'll F your wife in the butt," or
a
something.
lot of people don't have.
They could save that for the very last taping.
A lot of people don't have the eye for the editing, dude. They really don't. And I watch a lot of these realities, and I tell Amy, I go, they could have took that shit from fucking the beginning of of the shit and put it on the end.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have known any better.
No idea.
Yep.
No idea. It's not all from the same time. Exactly what you're saying. They could do whatever they want with the editing, post-production.
Well, this tough thing, what they did the last one with the Black Zillions in Camp for Camp, I would like to see that. I would probably get into that more than the fighter against fighter thing, because you could have it kind of like an IFC thing throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the Black Zillions won this one. Okay, Black Zillions move on to the next tough, and they go against fucking Alpha Male. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you could make a hold, which they may be doing that. Who knows? I mean, it would be fucking really
kind of reminded me
smart.
of IFC. Remember IFC? Fucking,
or IFL maybe.
IFL, yeah, my bad.
Yeah. I mean, totally. It makes a lot of sense. It's and there you go, right there. UFC's not thinking of that first. They're taking that idea from somebody else, guys. Yeah. So UFC, don't think UFC's the originator of all this shit. They took this shit.
Not the trendsetters.
No, they're not. Boss Rutan fucking thought of that shit a long time ago. Whether it was Boss Rutan or Frank Shamrock or Roy Nelson or whoever that thought of that.
Right, or fucking Pat Miletich.
Yeah. Miletich's another great name to pull in that. I mean,
he was one of the fucking head coaches in the fucking IFL, dude.
Yeah.
It was like badass. Yeah, old country fucking won the whole thing, I think, dude.
No, I think you're right. I think Rothwell was in there too. I think Rothwell took a loss to.
Damn, you know what? I'm gonna go back and watch some old fucking shit, man.
Yeah, check out IFL, people. Yeah. Man, there's a lot of guys that were in IFL that are in UFC right now, including Andrei Arlovsky, man. So people check that shit out, man. That shit was real, man. It was very good. It was
trend-setting.
Way ahead of its time. Yeah. So there you go, man. UFC really isn't, striking anything new with all of us. We're not stupid, okay? But they think you're stupid, so they're going to try to pull something over on you. But
fucking anyway, pioneers. I wonder who fucking started that fucking thing.
Right. We did.
UFC fucking pioneers.
Right. Yeah, we started that, and then shortly after, UFC Pioneer and Shamrock, yeah. I was suddenly real funny, but whatever, man.
Legends.
Yeah.
There's fucking legends, veterans, fucking all kinds of shit, but no, it could have been a coincidence, but still, it was
possibly. Yeah, I mean, sure. I'm sure.
Months of us doing the show, it's like
right. It's not like UFC is going to be looking at our page. I mean, who gives a? They're not going to give a shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, shit. We've wrapped it upside the head, and
we'll see what's coming up, people. Thanks for fucking hanging out.
Let me throw this at you, brother, man. If you were gonna, I think we already pretty much got the answer. But if you were gonna give a next shot at a Conor McGregor, what would you realistically pick? Just before we duck out and get the hell out of here, man. Is it like a Frankie Edgar, or would you definitely
Frankie Edgar all the way. Jose Aldo, you had your fucking opportunity. Go get your fucking head straight.
That's the same thing Conor McGregor says, too. Conor McGregor's like, you know what? I'm done talking about Jose Aldo. I don't want to talk about Jose Aldo anymore. This guy had, this guy.
I guess Jose Aldo just had a meltdown on a radio station about fucking Conor McGregor, dude, so.
As he probably should, in order to keep himself, in the talks.
That's why everybody say roid rage. And I'm like, come on, dude.
Oh, for fart's sake, really, roid rage?
But we're talking about two different spectrums of fans. We're talking about nut huggers of Jose Aldo, nut huggers of Conor McGregor, and personally, I'm going with the champion for the simple fact, and it's not nut hugging, it's just his body of work. Okay, if you want to go and not hug Conor McGregor, say, oh, he's the best in the division. Conor McGregor, if you really think about it, hasn't shown us anything close to what a Jose Aldo in his career has shown us.
No, he hasn't.
That's where the fucking argument starts and ends, right the fuck there. So,
yeah. Conor McGregor's done really, really well. Looks really great, and I hats off to the guy. It looks awesome. But as you're saying, Jose Aldo's cleaned out the entire division. Conor McGregor's the only guy left. So, but and with that in mind, it's like, you know what? If he's not 100%, I don't fucking blame him. Yeah. He's got to go into this fight 100%. As the way it looks
not 100%, possibly, like I was talking about, into hostile environment. When you're the champ, it's not fair. If I was the champ, I'd be pissed.
Right, but I don't know. How much weight do you put into the fact that somebody could say,
you could be the champ and say, I'm going to prove to everybody, I'm going to beat him in front of his fans, too.
Right, exactly. I don't even think that he got wind of it, that it was that drastic. That, oh, shit, man, they're bringing over, 12,000 Irish fans or whatever it is, which there was a lot of talk about that, too. They're like, these so-and-so fans that are coming over here are louder than, American fans. It's like, well, whatever, man. UFC is also doing a lot of that, pitting countries against countries. And that's stupid, too. Yeah. Why don't you just make it a cool sport instead of pitting countries against each other, you morons?
That's their thing, man. I'm telling you, man.
They're just going right along with the government, dude. Just pin everybody against everybody.
Popularity segregation.
Yeah, stop it, man. Fucking idiots. So anyway, man, but we went over into a whole new subject, man. That's what nobody pisses me off. It's like, divide and conquer, brother. Divide and conquer.
Steadfast.
In a God beer. Get the music! All right, people, thanks for tuning in, man. It was a blast. Don't forget to check us out, MMA Aftermath on Facebook, MMA Aftermath on Twitter, also Illegal Elbow on Twitter.
And head on over to illegalelbow.com. Check out the top 20 heavyweight list and the heavyweight forecast and all the extras and new stuff that Brian's been putting on. That's illegalelbow.com, people.